So I put on a whole bunch of makeup to start this overview video of my 29-day challenge. Even like wrote out a bunch of notes, but I'm losing light and I don't want to rush this thing. Anyway, here goes. So I'm just gonna try and do what I can with the little bit of light I have left. Ignore my pimple. Alright, let's get this video started. Just a disclaimer, these videos or this series will more than likely be a little lengthy because I have a lot of things to cover and go over. So yeah, just prepare yourself. You could always just go and come back. Alright, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who was in my DMs, gassing me up, encouraging me, seeing that I was their inspiration. Like, that really helped me a lot. It was motivation I needed on a lot of days that I didn't want to work out. I decided to do this challenge for many reasons. Mostly I did it for me. I did it for my health. This year was like a fitness year for me. At the beginning of the year, I said, you know what, I have to lose this weight. I have to get it off. So yeah, like most people, I started the beginning of the year on a real fitness tip. That was one of my New Year's resolutions. I wanted to lose some weight. I wanted to lose actually about like 20 to 40 pounds by the end of the year. So I was doing really well at the beginning of the year, and then I fell off. I fell off yet again, like many times before. I started to get back in the groove around May with this group of girls. And yeah, that was around carnival time. So we were all like trying to get our bodies together. And then after carnival, I kind of fell off again. And then June came around and I realized like, wow, like the year is halfway done and I don't see much changes in my body. And I just really wanted to challenge myself, you know. My birthday was coming up. I wanted to look good for my birthday, but I felt like it was something that I needed to do to kind of just jumpstart my fitness journey. Well, right now, finding a decent place to shoot is a challenge. So I had to switch from my car to my room because obviously it was getting too dark. Some of the challenges were that there were days that I just did not want to work out. Because I was just either really tired or I just didn't want to do it. The weather also played a factor. During that time, there were a couple days where it rained a lot. And for me to break the monotony, there were days where I would want to go outside and exercise and just take a break from the gym. There was a day where it rained really hard, and it was a Sunday, and the gym wasn't open, so I wanted to go walking, and it rained really hard, so I was forced to exercise at home, and I don't like exercising at home because I get bored easily. So with it raining, you know, it kind of forced me to like psych myself out and get my mind right, because I had this challenge that I needed to do. I needed to finish it, and I had this workout to do, so I had to do it. And I think it was like around like day 10 where I wanted to quit. I was like, okay, well, I'm over this. I don't want to do this anymore. Why did I decide to do this challenge? I'm tired. I didn't get enough sleep last night. But something inside me just said, just keep going, just do it. Because I am not a person who sticks to things. I don't complete things. And then, you know, I was counting on me and other people were counting on me too. So I just had to push through. I also got sick during this challenge, so that was another hindrance. That was like 2 days. I just did not feel like doing anything, but those were just, I think, 2 days where I just went walking because I didn't want to overexert myself. And then like halfway through the challenge, I noticed like there was some pain around my knees. It was like more so on the top part of my knees, like where my hamstring muscle is connected to my knees. So it was like a muscle soreness. It wasn't like a sharp pain. It wasn't really an unbearable pain, but I consulted my physical therapist and she said it probably was just because the muscles around that knee was strengthening, and I wasn't really giving them a chance to rest. Yeah, so like I said, it wasn't like a real hindrance, but on those days where like I really felt the pain, I just wouldn't do like a really heavy leg day. I'll like do light cardio. I wouldn't do a bunch of squats and lunges. I'll do like abs and arms. And of course, finding time to exercise was another factor. But I had to make the time. I made the time, whether it was just 20 minutes on some days or 30 minutes on some days, I had to find the time. And as most of you saw, I traveled during the last few days of my challenge, so that was something else. But luckily, where I stayed had a gym, so I was able to make it work. And even when I couldn't get in the gym, I still used the stairs to work out. Oh, and my apologies to those of you who may just be tuning in, but what the challenge was for me to just exercise every day for like 29 days leading up to my birthday. I started it on July 16th and it ended August 13th. So one of the changes that I experienced was that I was more energized. By day 7, I was feeling like a bunch of energy. I was looking forward to my workouts and I was in like a generally good mood. So yeah, even if I went to bed late and I got up early, I would still feel well rested and like energized and feeling like I can conquer the world. So that was a really good feeling. Another thing I noticed, and this may be gross to some, but I noticed that I was very regular in the bathroom. Yeah, not that I had problems going before, but like I would go like once a day or every other day. But with the challenge, I found myself like going as soon as I woke up. Sometimes like 2-3 times a day I would go. So that was pretty neat to me because I am big on keeping my bowels moving. Of course, I did notice some changes in my body physically. I didn't really weigh myself prior to this challenge. I tried not to focus too much on the scale because when I focused on the scale in the past and I saw that the numbers weren't moving, I would get upset. So I really just went based off of how I felt and how I looked in the mirror. I saw some definition in certain places, like my legs, definitely, because I work my legs a lot because, you know, your legs are your biggest muscle group. So the more you move them, the more calories you burn. I'm seeing some slight definition in my belly, you know, them abs, they try and they pop in, you know, they trying to come through. I also noticed I lost some inches. I didn't measure myself either, but I could feel it like in my clothing, like my clothing was looser. Yeah, like clothing that was tighter a few months ago fit better, or it was looser. Yeah, like I didn't look so jammed up in my clothing, you know. I also noticed an improvement in my skin. My skin, honey. Like all that water and I think all that blood like just pumping through my body really helped with getting the nutrients to my skin. Like my skin was looking really, really good. I mean, let me just put out a disclaimer. I never really had like really problematic skin. I get a breakout like every now and then. But I like for the last couple months while I was eating unhealthy, I noticed like my skin was really like going down. So I think with that increased water intake and all the increased circulation that the exercising was causing, plus my skin routine, I've changed it up a little bit. Like it really helped with improving my skin. So that was a great benefit. Another thing I noticed was that I gained confidence. Like I felt great about myself. I felt great about me. I felt like I could wear anything at that point. Like I even wore like a midriff top and I hadn't done that in years. So yeah, like I felt so good about myself and like you could see my belly is still there. It's like nowhere near flat, you know, but I just felt so good and I just found confidence. Like I felt like I was getting my mojo back, so I felt really good. One of the things that I asked myself was, would I do it again? And I probably wouldn't do it every single day, It just was a lot on my body. Like I told you, I got sick, so I couldn't even rest on those days. Like I just had to keep going. But in doing the challenge, it made me realize that it wasn't impossible. Like, it's doable. Like, you can exercise every day. You can find the time to do it. You know, like, I feel like most times we make excuses for not exercising, but it's doable. Are there going to be more challenges? Probably. I mean, there's 4 more months left in the year, and I'm not stopping here. You know, I still have a goal to meet by the end of the year, even beyond the end of the year. So I'm going to keep going. What I plan on doing is at the very least, I want to exercise 3 times a week, 4 times a week, max about like 5 to 6 times a week. I want to have at least one rest day in there. I know what my weaknesses are. Definitely my upper body strength is complete shit. Pardon my French, but it is what it is. So I want to like maybe have an arm challenge next month and just like work on my upper body.